Now, there is like a lot of like gold diggers out here, male and female. For real though, it's both. You know what I'm saying? For real. These like, women marry these black athletes to like, get paid. For real though. I mean, really. This is no joke. For real. After like they sign a contract or whatever and get like, put off the team, they just divorce them. ASAP. And take all of their stuff or whatsoever. For real though. And that's some crazy stuff. But that's like, some true stuff right there. For real though. I mean like because like dudes be doing the same thing to like, rich like, females. For real though. And like, you know what I'm saying? Love them, caress them and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then they like, end up leaving them or whatever. And they might end up like, trying to do stuff, but nah, they don't get as much as the shorties get. Nah, they don't do it. They can't do that. They ain't allowed to do that. But for real though. But I'm just saying, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, to like, sorts of people that do that stuff or whatever. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. And that's on real. Anyway, so yeah, I'm telling you, this is crazy. Now this like, dude like, that run this Asian store or whatever, shot this like, like 14-year-old boy or whatever for $1 water or whatever. Like he took like around like 4 bottles of $1 water, right? And he put all 4 of them back. The lady was up there watching and looking at them and like trying to watch over his shoulder and stuff like that, and she couldn't even see nothing. But she obviously said he stole something or whatever went on. So when he like, hurried up and like got out the store or whatever, after that they accused him of stealing, this dude's son ran out, went after him or whatever, and this man grabbed a gun, went out the store so he could chase him down too. And he blinked this boy down. For no reason. For a $1 bottle of water? Like really? Like when he actually didn't have it or nothing like that on him. No evidence whatsoever. But he blinked him down for that reason. And the most like, craziest thing is that they said this man wasn't guilty. In his trial, they said he wasn't guilty of taking this boy's life. Oh my goodness, that's some crazy stuff. That's some crazy stuff or whatsoever. I'm like, dang. Dude just wanted to catch this boy's head. I'm already knowing. For real though. So, yeah. I mean, like, that's some crazy stuff. If they doing that, and they just saying, like, just up there doing that stuff or whatever, I mean, like, ain't nobody safe from that stuff. For real though. Anyway, this dude, like, actually, like, killed, like, 6 members of his family before he killed himself. He blitzed them all down or whatever. And whatnot. First he killed his, like, his infant child or whatever whatnot. For real though, it's crazy as ever. You know what I'm saying? And then he went to other locations. Blinked some more of his family members down or whatever whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And then he blinked himself. For real though, that's some crazy stuff. I'm like, damn. I'm like, dude, that's some crazy stuff. But they wouldn't even show us, like, picture on the news or nothing because they try to cover that stuff up. For real though, that's some crazy stuff or whatever. Even if it's like, he's like Caucasian, they won't even like, put his face on blast. But when he's black, they put his face on blast as ever. I'm like, shoot. I'm like, that's some crazy stuff for real though. And that's like, that's like, some like, that's the silly as ever. But that stuff do be happening. And that's on bro. I don't know. Anyway. So now these ICE agents is getting a hand going on these protesters or whatever. They choosing to cause violence to them or whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And they actually killed a person or whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And this, lady, you know what I'm saying, discovered, and that's official or whatever, this government official or whatever, whatnot, she up there, saying that she was going to do something to, protect the protesters or whatever, whatnot, and, she was just all talk. You know what I'm saying? See, it's easy to say stuff, but it's hard to do. For real though. And don't be saying you gonna do this and do that and do this and then next thing you know, it ain't nothing but some bull. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, if you gonna protect the people that's protesting, that's getting hurt by these ICE agents, protect the people that, like you said you was. But don't go out there and say you gonna do this and do that and do this and then when it comes down to it you ain't gonna do nothing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Plenty of people be up there doing that stuff, but you know what I'm saying? Be out there saying what they go do and then next thing you know, when once it comes down to it, they don't do nothing. Come on. Dang, that's some messed up stuff, for real though. I'm shoot. She's actually should protect them people up in New Jersey. For real though, I'm shoot. But they was protesting around that facility of ICE, called Downton or whatever when I, you know what I'm saying? For real though. So yeah, I already know stuff was gonna get iffy. I already knew that. I should, because it always get iffy. you know what I'm saying, when they protesting, you know what I'm saying, all over the, all over the other states and stuff like that, it gets iffy. It gets iffy for real, and sometimes it gets sticky. For real though, and that's on bro. Anyway, so, yeah, there's a lot of people out there, you know what I'm saying, deciding to live in, you know what I'm saying, hotel rooms, tents, and vehicles and storage units, and I don't see that as a problem because these bills is getting high as ever, you know what I'm saying, and you need a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, before you can get a house or whatever or whatnot, and if you don't have all that in order, it's a no go, for real though. So yeah, shoot. It's crazy. It's crazy as ever. Shoot, they you know what I'm saying, up there try to make it work. And that's what they're doing. They're making it work or whatever. You know what I'm saying? About, doing this or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? For real though, because, yeah, they raising prices like a mud. They acting we millionaires out here. Shoot. We don't got them kind of dollars coming our way or whatever. What is wrong with them? You know what I'm saying? But they gonna keep on doing that. Why? Because, shoot, they let the stuff slide. They let a lot of stuff slide. Even in 2024, when that fool wasn't supposed to be president, they let all that stuff slide. Even though, you know what I'm saying, this, idiot was, convicted felon, they still let it slide. They still let that slide. For real though. And that's some crazy stuff right there. But anyway, beyond that, shoot, now I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm actually not gonna let my mustache and beard grow no more. Nope. Because I already know that if I don't keep on cutting them out mustache and beard, it's gonna start growing. And growing and growing and growing, and I don't want it to I don't want it to grow no more. No, I'm not talking about long, you know what I'm saying, I'm just saying, I just don't want to, you know what I'm saying, just have, I all the hair right there. You know what I'm saying? For real though. Like my mustache and my beard. I don't like have nothing against it or nothing like that. But yeah, I'm gonna keep on like cut it and try and cut and keep this hair and like trim down and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because like yeah, I just want to like what I'm saying. Actually keep on like showing on my face and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hit the bell notification so you see my next upload and my next post, and make sure I make another one tomorrow. And oh yeah, you can check out my previous videos if you like, gang. So farewell, goodbye.